Birdshot or buckshot for home defense? Stick around. The debate of birdshot versus buckshot for home defense is something that is ongoing, but I'm creating this video to help you come to your own conclusion. And there are plenty of you who already have. This is for the one who maybe has not yet. A great number of people agree on the fact that a shotgun is the best firearm for home defense. It's hard to miss, it's very effective at close ranges, and you don't run the risk of shooting through your walls as much. One of the biggest obstacles to consider when using a firearm for self-defense are innocent people who could be in the line of fire. It's not as easy as figuring out which weapon you should use and if it will be effective. In most cases, it's not just you and the attacker, it's you and people standing around the attacker. We can't just ask the question, what round is going to be strong enough to take out an assailant? We have to ask questions like, what's going to happen with the pellets that fly by him? ShootingIllustrated.com produced an article that talked about a test that was conducted regarding birdshot and buckshot. 3 walls were used in this simulation, and they were placed at about 20 feet apart. The walls used in this experiment were made with 2 pieces of sheetrock with insulation in between. They also included an additional layer of outdoor siding. The first shot that was fired was a police buckshot load that had 9 pellets flying at 1,250 feet per second. This round sailed through 3 walls and slammed into the protective backdrop. Anybody that would have been in range within these 3 walls would have been in grave danger. Yeah, that buckshot might be very effective, but what if you're firing at an assailant who's standing in front of your son or daughter's room or a room that your spouse is in? It's not as simple as, can I take him out? It's, what am I going to take out with him? Now, to play fair, this scenario's a lot different for somebody who may not have a house full of people or someone who doesn't live in close proximity to another home. It just varies with each individual, but I'm primarily making this video for those who have a house full. And I'm also referring to defense that goes on within the walls of the home, not outside the home, in the yard, in the barn, in the field, or anywhere like that. Now, the next load was a 7.5-inch birdshot and a 1 1/8 ounce load traveling at 1,250 feet per second. This load entered the first layer of the sheetrock and created a hole that was about 3 inches in diameter. It exited that wall completely, but merely splattered onto the next wall. People in the second room would have been hit with the birdshot, but most likely not life-threatening. As you can see, it was 2 totally different scenarios between the buck and the birdshot in this case. What we should understand is that birdshot can totally be effective against a human assailant in a home defense range simply because of the way they pattern within 15 to 20 feet. Do some digging and do your own research, but I'm recommending birdshot for inside the home, especially if you have a family. Now let's talk a little bit more about what kind of birdshot you should consider getting. The lower the number on the birdshot, the less pellets it's going to have and more punch. From what I gather, number 4 birdshot is what is most commonly used in home defense. It's great as a turkey load, but many people use it for a variety of game birds. It's known for having great power without penetrating walls, but do keep in mind from our example that a 7.5 load did enter the second room. I don't know if number 4 would be fatal to those in the second room, but we do know that it would hit with more force, increasing the risk. So it's just a decision that you have to make. As the viewer, you probably want me to give you a definitive. Daniel, should I get 4? Should I get 7.5? It seems from the test that 7.5 could be deadly. Number 4 most definitely would be. 7.5 would not be as dangerous to the person in the second room. Number 4 might be a lot more dangerous. If you're the kind of person that wants as much power as you can have, but yet be a little bit more safe than buckshot, number 4. I just know that no assailant wants to get hit with birdshot of any kind within close range. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's home setup is different. So, full respect to those who choose to use buckshot as their defense round. The way my home is set up and having people in my home, I personally am going to use birdshot. I just believe it will give me the ability to stop an assailant without having to stop everybody else. I'll be dropping some links in the description for you to go out and just do some additional research and learn a little bit more about shotgun rounds if it applies. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and be vigilant. Take care.